might go off, or I don't know, what kind of practical jokes do you play?
Well, with my new chemistry set, thanks to Brie Larson, I do like to make stink bombs.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the Bombadcast.
Hello?
Hello?
Jerry!
Hello?
We got to get beyond. This thing's in front of us. Let's use our hands and push it. Ready? Three,
we
two,
gotta-
use our hands and push it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Whoa!
man.
Whoa!
I hate it when the graphics get stuck.
Welcome to the Bombad.
Damn.
The graphics getting stuck. We're getting upset. It happens, everyone. It happens. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Poop.
Super happy to have everyone here. Welcome to the Bombadcast Alive, Bombad Alive. If you see at the bottom, right by my double neck, my double chin right here. Look at, I got the George Lucas neck.
We got it. We got the best double necks in the biz.
But you have a beard. You can do something with it. Mine's like
Yeah. This is smoke and mirrors.
oh, smoke and mirrors. So, yeah, welcome to the Bombadcast. This is Bombad Alive. We have relaunched our podcast for those that listen, and we are super excited. We're gonna do some quality control because apparently it sounds like you're listening to the Bombadcast in a vacuum for some moment. Just volume gets.
So I actually listened to an episode of the podcast today, and it sounds like the air gets sucked out of the. Sounds like one of our mics is shorting out. It's trying to. Our program is trying to take out the ums and ahs.
Yes,
and Scotty and I are 30% and ah, and then then 70% water or something. Whatever the rest.
So please, by all means, listen to the podcast.
What are you guys thinking of the podcast? Sorry.
See the chat.
What do you chat? Sound off. Are you listening to the podcast? Do you like it? What would you like us to talk about?
We talked about this with Bill. We talked about Godzilla minus one.
Oh, look at
that podcast had over 200 downloads. So people are liking that discussion, which was interesting.
People really,
for real,
it was great. It cut out, and now I noticed too that this new video that I made still does not play. I don't know why the videos I upload still do not play.
No, they played
online.
Well, I was watching the live stream, and one of them did not play. I don't remember which one. I think it was the countdown one, the Oppenheimer one.
It was the parental feelings.
That one.
Predictable parental feelings did not play. I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I think. But anyway, we're still working out the bugs, everybody.
We're still working it out. It's only been a month.
We're still
super excited for this conversation. A good friend of the show.
Listen, we will fight on the Matrix episodes. That's right. We haven't done that yet.
I love it. Put them up, Jerry. A good friend of the show, also a Podathon contributor, Phil Szostak, was kind enough to retweet some of our tweets for those episodes. So if you are a new viewer to the Bombadcast, welcome. Super happy to have you here. Most importantly, because we're talking about a movie we both collectively love. Genuinely. Make sure you make sure you subscribe, share this with people if you like The Force Awakens, and if they like The Force Awakens. This is going to be kind of a cool insight into the making of this movie and kind of the interesting passing of the torch that happened kind of not at George's request, because George was, we'll talk about it. The book kind of gets to the nitty gritty. This is the most nitty gritty version of these books we've gotten so far. Because some of these, there's drama. drama. When you make movies, it's not always the easiest thing in the world. And if you remember,
it's not all dude Ewans and
no, it's
not.
Sometimes it's not dude Ewan, man. That needs to be a shirt.
Sometimes
It's not
Dangleweed's
all
arm
dude.
falls off. Sometimes.
It's not always Dangleweed. It's not. I'm cool.
Not all Dangleweed and Kitten Dreams.
What's the
It's
line?
raining
That's
very hard here right now. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear
cool.
that.
Ahmed Best says,
I'm
I'm hot, but I'm cool. If you know what I'm saying. But I'm cool. I'm pretty cool. Anyway, Jerry, the things we're going to discuss.
Speaking nonsense at this point.
The things we're going to discuss. I wrote it down. I sent it to you. It says the hype leading up to TFA. Okay.
Yes.
So that being said, when this movie was announced in 2013 or 2012, really, where was your brain? Seriously, where was your brain? Honest to God, were you excited? Were you nervous?
When let's see, hype leading up to the Force Awakens. So I'd been a Star Wars fan and everything, you know, all that kind of things, and I was accepting that. Well, that was just over, you know, like I've got the movies that we've got, and that's going to be it forever. My ex-wife is quoted as saying that, like, you kind of just became, well, this isn't a full quote, but basically she one time told me, like, you kind of just like fell into a Star Wars like coma or something. Like you just like would like we were dating and everything. We reached a point we're gonna get married, and then all of a sudden you just started talking about Star Wars for like ever. And so that, like, I graduated. I got a job, a full-time job. I wrote it on my fucking work calendar and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at Star Wars episode 7 news.com.
Star Wars News now. Yes.
So now Star Wars
I'm
News
blocked by them on Twitter. Don't know why.
Woo! Well, hey, it happens. It happens. Listen. When you speak as much truth as Scotty and I do, you're gonna get blocked by a few schmucks. All right, it's gonna happen. But no, anyway, but I remember, like, every day, like, feverishly, like, that's in between, like, I was a college recruiter. In between, like, talking to prospective students, I'd be like online, like surfing the web, like reading every article on that website, looking at anything I could possibly find. And at the time, it was like I was getting excited for Rebels and things like that, right? And just like thinking about a new Star Wars movie and all that kind of stuff, just absolutely insane. But how was the hype for you?
So I'm going to look it up just for the sake of looking it up. I'm looking up Internet Archive to see if there is any logs of what that site used to look like. But yes, for me personally, Jerry, it was a weird thing because I remember seeing Star Trek 09 when I was like in 8th grade, maybe even 10th, 9th grade. And I remember seeing it going, oh my God, this is great. I love 09. I love Star Trek 09. I thought it was an amazing movie. And then when it was announced that JJ was doing episode 7, I knew we were in good hands. But I was afraid of like the modern Hollywood version of this. I didn't know if it was going to be, you know, too tropey or rely too much on the original trilogy. And I'm going to be honest, evidently it really did. And that makes sense. It's the passing of the torch. But there were some things that I thought, you know, in this new set of sequel films, we would get different. I didn't think we'd get Stormtroopers again. I thought that would have been phased out. And honest to God, I was excited knowing all this was coming along. But what truly got me excited was that very first leaked image of the Stormtrooper helmets. Even though I wasn't about it at first, when I saw that leak in like 2014, it was like before the trailer came out. It was like a few weeks, like 6 or 7 weeks before that November trailer came out.
It was almost like that trailer dropped in like around Thanksgiving, right? And that picture dropped. It had to be late summer. I feel like I want to say it was late summer when that dropped.
I'm trying to find the exact photo. Oh, here it is, August 19th. 2014. Oh my God, here it is. Here it is.
I was driving back home from lunch, back to work, and I remember seeing it. Which don't look at your phone and drive, kids. I was at a stoplight looking at this.
Look at this. That was legendary. Look at that. Oh
Yeah.
my god! And everyone's like, "It's an iPhone."
I remember going like, "Is this?"
Stormtrooper."
There was so much like there was so much just like detritus of like fake
Uh-huh.
trailers and everything, and I was like, "There's no way. Wait, this is really produced well. Like,
Yes.
what is this?" It was the first one. Was like, is it or isn't? I remember that was my first thought. Was is this or is this not
Yeah.
real? Because
Oh yeah, and look at
it felt like it could
these.
go either way for a minute. Yeah, look at that.
Oh wow! And it's so cool. Honest to God, it is an amazing design. It was a cool thing to leak
It's
first
nice.
because not a
Yeah.
lot of things leaked. There's it's just funny to see what. Oh Jesus, The Last Jedi sucks. I'm on giant freaking robot, so there's a reason why this is kind of terrible. But like, I don't know. I look at that image and I instantly go, I'll never forget where I was. I was 10.
Oh.
Dude, I was 10 years, around 10 years ago. Think about that shit, dog. That was like
Don't you
that
need
was
to you need to
nearly
you need to
10
stop.
years ago.
You need to
Holy
stop.
shit. Aha! Makes my hands sweaty.
Yeah. It's insane.
By the way, thank you everyone in the chat for showing up tonight. We love seeing you here. Eric
Yes.
Elliott, Boop,
Love
Will,
you guys.
Eli. I love all of y'all. Please share this because it is a very passionate discussion. Oh,
Oh,
Brian,
Eli.
Travis Mitchell.
Oh,
Travis,
sweet
it's going
Eli.
great, dude.
Travis.
I completely agree.
What's up,
I have the full set of the books behind me, and I'm going to keep buying them because of Phil and the people that write and make these movies. So let's actually look at this.
Thank you, Phil.
One thing I brought up, and one thing I texted you. What did we expect going into this movie? Because before the first trailer came out, before we saw you know what, dude? F it. Let's watch that trailer. Let's watch that trailer.
Let's watch that effing trailer. So let's get off a giant freaking robot. I'm blocked by them on Twitter. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Yeah. We're like blocked by every like fucking website. Wouldn't that be great?
Okay, let's see this. This was the most.
Don't take us down, YouTube. We're reacting.
Where you were?
This is content.
Content. Do you remember where you were when you watched this? I remember exactly where I was. Exactly where I was.
So again, there's going to be a lot of like memories tied to this kind of stuff that might sound a little like I was at my ex-wife's grandparents' house. We were up in Michigan visiting because we still lived in Arkansas.
Oh wow!
And I was at her grandparents' house. Her grandpa had just passed away. We were at their house. I remember sitting down and watching this and like showing like because like her uncle is like a huge Star Wars fan and like some of her cousins and things like that. And I remember like being like, look at this trailer, like sitting down on their like they have like these steps up to an upper room, like kind of like out of their living room. We were like sitting on those steps watching this trailer over and over again. So,
oh man, I love it. So you watched it.
They won't let me speak, Eric. They won't let me speak.
We're gonna talk about it. We have a whole month.
We're going to, Eric. Get ready. Coming up this next month, we're gonna be talking about it.
So Jerry, my perspective was, and it's a little sad. It is kind of sad. My grandfather.
We both kind of have the bittersweetness to it.
Yes,
it sounds like
my grandfather was getting. He had fought cancer since like 2001, 2002, and he was getting chemo treatment at MD Anderson in Houston, and we all, as a family, for Thanksgiving, we all went to MD Anderson, had a wonderful Thanksgiving, dinner with my grandfather, who was really weak at the time. And I remember going and, thinking about what a sad, like, it's weird, like he died in 2016. So like, we got to see The Force Awakens together. Like we got to see this movie, but I remember sitting there thinking, awesome. Man, my grandfather's passing away. I just finished high school. So I was still a freshman in college, and I was sitting there, and I remember this trailer was supposed to exclusively drop on Apple Trailers. Do you remember that? They had an Apple Trailers app. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How weird is that?
I was big time. I was big time on Apple Trailers.
And I was scrolling, I was waiting, and they kept saying it's going to drop at midnight. So I stayed up all night. I slept like 3 that morning, just laying in this hotel, just swiping. And I'll never forget when I woke up, it was like it dropped like maybe 2 minutes after I woke up because it still wasn't there. And then I did it one more time and it was fucking there. So I shot up. It was like maybe 6 a.m. So then I ran into the bathroom at this hotel, and I remember sitting there and we'll watch it.
Crying into the toilet.
I was like, oh my God.
has been
So
an
wild.
awakening. Have you felt it?
Boom.
Just remember the like, who was that? Who was that?
What is that?
Who's that voice?
I was like,
Who's the ball thing? Who's the ball? Who's the ball? Oh my god, it's the Soviet Apple Troopers!
It's the Apple Troopers. Been raised.
Oh, girl!
Now I'm all of our heroes.
Yeah.
And then our villain. This blew my mind.
And the light.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this
I
off.
came
the sound.
in front of Allison's
There you go.
excuse me, I didn't mean to use her actually. I came in front of my ex's entire family.
Cool.
At that
That's
point.
weird to do in front of them.
I mean,
no,
it
wait.
was like, yeah, it was, you know,
I'll
we
never
all kind
forget.
of collectively went, you know, so.
And the title dropped because we didn't know the title at that point. So I remember
Yeah.
watching it, leaving the bathroom, and immediately going to go show my dad, and he was in bed. And so I wake up my dad and my stepmom at the time, who were
Right.
freshly married. They were this is like their 3rd month of being married, and then all of a sudden their son, who has been a musician, who has been like I did nothing but music. Music was a thing. Something in my brain after that moment, Star Wars was like, just like you said, just tick, like you went into a Star Wars fog. I did
It was
everything
like, yeah,
Star Wars.
yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
I'm literally just now 10 years later coming out of it, but I'm
Yes.
going into a Ghostbusters one. So that's what's unfortunate for me. It's just constant pop culture fog for me.
Oh my God. And dude, I'll never
but it's
forget
insane.
because
it was insane.
it was insane because then the entire car ride home from Houston to Baton Rouge is exactly like 4.5 hours. I was just on Reddit and everyone's speculating. And dude, the speculation was God tier. So that was my next question. After you saw that, where did your brain go? Like, where was it going? Were you like, they're gonna be, is that Tatooine? And then wasn't there an EW article later that day that like confirmed location and names? I'm pretty sure there was. I gotta find that. Hold on. I
Was
swear
it
to God
really?
there was.
I don't know
Almost
about that.
positive there was.
I don't
Hold
know
on.
about that, but I remember immediately there being the whole controversy of there was the one dude who was like there was some racism around black stormtroopers, but there was also a little bit of confusion of wait, wasn't it that one guy who was Boba Fett or something?
Oh my
Would you,
God, yes.
I remember I think one I don't know if that was the one that started, but I saw there was a guy who was like, wait, I thought they were all clones. Like, why isn't it that one guy anymore? And
God, I don't
just
remember.
cascaded into like absolute chaos. Real quick, friend of the show, Alden Diaz. I pissed off my then girlfriend by telling her that I didn't have time to talk that morning, but later calling her to gush about the teaser. She was not happy about my priorities.
Dude.
Your ex-girlfriend and my ex-wife. It was
Now
they found out where our loyalties truly lied.
the irony of this, talking about our relationships, I wasn't even with Kate at this point. I had met Katie like a month before this. And so I'll never forget her coming into our relationship. She had to come into me at the height of this. And like look at it now. Like just look behind me. Hold on, I'll just take out the big look at
look at
it
both of
just-
us. Like,
look at what it did to us. It's so bad.
Look at what Lucasfilm has done to us.
But like all of this, that was I can't even begin to explain to you that she took on a whole different version of me that I wasn't even prepared to meet myself. I didn't know I
Right.
was going to become this, and I feel bad because I mean, fuck. Look at the goddamn.
That was
guy
the
with a
entire
baby
10 years
Rhodium.
of my marriage, Scotty. That was the entire 9 years of 9 years of my marriage. What?
But then,
who are you?
dude, what's even funnier is now look, this podcast exists because the Force Awakens came out. I'm
The
not
Force
fucking
Awakens
kidding
came
you.
out, and Scotty and I's brains melted out of
But
our skulls.
If it wasn't for the
we
sequel
scared
trilogy,
significant others. Oh,
I
it's
mean,
insane.
But if it wasn't for the sequel trilogy, we would not have had what we have now as friends and as even you married me and my wife.
Celebration might have gone on, but it was at the fever pitch that it was because everything started up again.
Yeah.
And also, again, me moving up to Michigan really helped because like, oh, it was Chicago. That's the closest it's ever been. I've got to go.
Yeah.
It's just like fate, destiny, all this kind of stuff. And it all does stem, like you're saying, from that Disney acquisition, from Force Awakens, from that, just the hype around that.
Yep.
So just take a step back and look at where you are with your nerd friends right now. Everyone in the chat, just like, it's insane. It's insane how we found you.
We're coming 10 years off of this. And so we've met a lot of these friends in the past 5 years, which we've been doing the show. And I want to bring up this is what we were talking about. Max von Sydow was the one everyone thought was playing Boba Fett. I forgot because he was his name was mentioned in the cast list. And I also found the article from Variety. Here is the article from Variety the day it came out. And so there was some information in here. It says the first teaser for J.J. Abrams. Oh, actually, we can just listen to this thing. Hold on.
Yeah, let's listen.
Might not.
Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, God.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep...
Turn it off.
I turned it off, but I hear it in my ear. Hold on. What? I still hear it. I wish I could hear it. Are you feeling lucky, boy?
We can't hear it anymore. We can't hear it. You can still hear that ad.
Watch the first teaser for Star Wars: The Force Awakens by Variety staff. The first teaser for J.J. Abrams' Star Wars: The Force Awakens has hit the web. There has been an awakening. Have you felt it? Asks an ominous voice in the opening moments of the teaser. The 88-second tease, which debuted at 30 select theaters and on iTunes on Friday, offers the first real glimpse at the highly anticipated Disney movie, the plot details of which have been kept tightly under wraps. While the teaser reveals no major plot points, we catch a glimpse at some new droid and lightsaber tech, stormtroopers preparing for battle, and a first look at franchise newcomers John Boyega and Daisy Ridley. Han Solo's Millennium Falcon also makes its triumphant return to the skies. Abrams is directing the pick that stars Boyega, Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Donald Gleason, and Max von Sydow, along with original cast members Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, and Kenny Baker.
Wow.
The seventh film in the Star Wars universe will take place 30 years after 1983's Return of the Jedi, according to Disney chief Bob Iger. Abrams and partner Brian Burke are producing this film through their Bad Robot banner, with Kathleen Kennedy producing for Lucasfilm. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan did a recent rewrite to the script. Star Wars: The Force Awakens is set to hit theaters December 18, 2015.
Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, no.
No!
No, but man.
No more!
I'll never forget Reddit just exploding. I bet the old Reddit threads are awful. I bet they're horrible. I bet they're so bad to look at.
That's an entire episode on it. So we haven't even gotten into the art book.
But I think it was important to talk about the hype of this because my brain thought Tatooine. My brain thought the rebellion still exists, which it technically does, but it's not the rebellion. My brain thought stormtroopers still exist. So like the Battle of Endor was not successful. My brain really genuinely went everywhere in the sense of story beats. BB-8 blew my mind. BB-8 was one of the coolest visuals.
The BB-8 was the standout of the first trailer.
Yes.
BB-8 was like BB-8 and the crossguard lightsaber was like, what was that thing? It was like moving so fast. It was like a little R2-D2 on a ball or something.
So brilliant.
It absolutely just like, and honestly, like we were joking around like during the trailer, like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's exactly how you watch those things at first.
Yeah.
It's exactly how you watch it.
But the thing is, I'll never forget just the pure speculation that fell after this. And, this movie had already been, I think at this point it was maybe not done, but it was like pretty much almost all the way there in terms of being shot. And, a lot of things changed from trailer to movie. For example, we never see Rey in that little headband. We don't see that shot in the movie. You don't see the shot of Kylo Ren with the saber behind him in the movie. A big one that everyone forgets, BB-8's voice changed drastically. Remember that first celebration? He was like, it was like really weird and synthetic. Yeah, it was really bizarre. But by the time the film came out, it changed. Snoke's voiceover changed. Like so much had shifted between that trailer and the final movie a year later. It's so cool to see that process. So that's why we've got the book and everything. We can look at it.
Okay? When did the little thing with when did the behind the scenes? I think it was Force for Change. The first Force for Change, when they dropped that video of JJ on the set and fucking Baba Joe walked up behind him and walked off, and that like we all lost our friggin' minds.
That was the first video, I believe.
It was the very first anything.
Dude, that might have been like June or August. It might have been after the video. Like, hold on, Force for Change. Force for Change.
Okay, well, y'all are talking about grilling Grogu. What the hell is going on in our chat right now? Anyway,
dude. Okay, so this came out. It says 9 years ago. The day this dropped was, and it's from May. Holy shit! This is when I was just graduated high school. This is May 21st, 2014. So this is truly the first visual we got of this movie. Hold on, and we can watch it.
Oh, I remember losing my friggin' mind again, like making my scaring my ex-wife. I'll be like, look at this chicken camel man. Look at him. He's all real. He's all real, and he's got chickens in his back.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. At that point, I was kind of pilled of like the practical effect thing was better because I didn't realize. I didn't realize.
Just coming off of my Stockholm syndrome of all my friends being like the prequels suck. Yeah, like, well, I guess the prequels suck is what I finally came around to.
Oh man. You know what's crazy? Eli was like 8 years old when this came out. That's where I want to die. That's when I want to die.
Eli was just discovering. He was just discovering, like, I don't know. YouTube. I don't want to. I like could touch his toes
YouTube,
or something.
To say YouTube. Here we go.
YouTube.
Hi, it's J.J. Abrams here on the set of Star Wars Episode 7 in lovely Abu Dhabi. All these people around that you hear and see are helping us make this movie, and it is an incredible thing. It's just surreal to be here in this amazing place with these incredible people working on this film. Like a lot of you, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a kid, so it's truly a surreal thing to be working on this movie. I can't believe it, and we're so grateful to all the Star Wars fans out there for their support and their patience.
There he is!
Got chills.
We want to put you in the movie, in Star Wars. So starting today, we're going to give you a chance to win a trip.
Like he stops and just like...
A trip to be in the movie. That means you get to come to London, where we're shooting the movie mostly at Pinewood Studios. It's not quite as warm there as it is here. And you get to meet the cast, go behind the scenes, and see the whole movie-making process. But more than that, we'll put you in hair and makeup and wardrobe, and you'll actually get to be in the movie. That's right, you'll be
Buck is
in
still
Star Wars.
pissed he didn't win this.
Is that by entering your chance to join us,
you know what's funny?
You'll get to help us launch.
I remember entering into this contest. I remember doing all the Force for Changes. I put $20 in every time, just thinking that some
just one
freaking chance.
That's all it takes. All it takes.
Please, God, please,
please.
Now it's so funny with this. It's so weird because, you know, when the Mandalorian's coming out, and I understand there's bigger secrets, there are things to be kept, and it's not a big movie they're trying to sell. You know, Mandalorian already has been made, and it cost the money it cost. But this at the time, it was like the most hype thing in the world. I remember watching this and seeing the background and seeing that damn red Subaru and just thinking, is there going to be Subarus and stuff? Like, I just didn't know. You just didn't know, and it was incredible.
Look at that speeder. It looks like my mom's car.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I just that energy was such a cool energy, and we'll never, honest to God, never get that back. And look, you can look at the most replayed part. Man, and it's such a good comedy beat.
So starting today, we're going to give you a chance to win a trip. A trip to be in the movie.
That's a pretty good comedy beat for JJ.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, good job, JJ.
Good job, JJ, man. You know what you're doing. But
yeah, you got this. You got that comedic take.
I just knew at this point, looking at the set design, that we were in good hands, and I'm not kidding. I wasn't worried about this movie like some people were worried about it, which I just don't even believe it.
Right.
But I love the fact that we're so far past this now that we're nostalgic about it. And I never thought we'd be there. I just never thought that we would be so removed. I work for Walmart. I return to the store, especially. Yeah. Dude, I mean, Force Friday, dude.
The first Force Friday was
God.
pretty something special.
Oh, I'll never forget it. I went to New Orleans. Me and Katie went to New Orleans, and it was our first like real time even talking about Star Wars and doing it. Yeah, look, and I agree that is you know what, we gotta watch before we get to the book. I know I keep doing this. I'm sorry, but we have to watch the behind the scenes.
This could be a 2-part episode.
It's not. It's not. The later half will be the book.
I know.
The Force Awakens. What was it called? What was the behind the scenes? Yeah, behind the scenes trailer. Maybe they had a name for it. Comic-Con reel? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Holy shit, this is it. Oh, I got chills. I just remember the opening. Real sets, practical effects. I don't know why. That was ingrained in my brain because I watched this on repeat. This came out 8 years ago. So this came out July 10th of 2015. So this is about 6 months before the movie. God, man. Real sets, practical effects.
Real sets.
Turning it down a little bit.
Yeah, we don't need.
Just look at that.
That shot was like holy shit.
Oh no. Everything from the trailer. Oh yeah, this is a new shot for us too. We're like, who are they?
Yeah, like what is the guy? Boss got fat.
Real sets, practical effect. I think it's like right here.
Real sets.
Real sets.
Real sets.
It sounds like you're saying something.
Practical effects. You've been here, but you don't know
that guy's
this
talking?
story. Nothing's changed, really. I mean, everything's changed, but nothing's changed. That's the way you want it to be.
Mark's not in the movie.
Oh, dude, this shot is incredible.
Yeah.
To see the way that technology has evolved, and yet keeping one foot in the pre-digital world.
Film.
It couldn't be more exciting. It's still surreal.
We are here.
I thought she got fired.
Day 1 of Star Wars Episode 7. Yeah. How incredible is that?
Dude, wait, hold on. He's wearing the same shirt, so he filmed that damn video the same day. I just noticed that he's wearing the same outfit. So he shot that video with the puppet. With the
let's do the Baba Joe thing.
We
gotta blow some shit up.
How incredible is that?
That's so funny. I did not realize that. Jesus.
I can die now.
All right.
My whole life has led to this moment. I'm in heaven.
Oh, such a good BTS.
I think we warmed the suit out probably quicker than we.
Oops, sorry.
I mean, meet someone, they just want to hug it.
Getting back to the old days.
There was a lot more than I remember.
It was long. It was like 4 minutes.
JJ's trying to make sure these movies have a physicality to them. We truly are.
I don't know if I like that phrasing now.
Real desert.
What's that?
That was Rick Carter. He said, these movies have these set of movies has a real physicality to them. I'm almost like, ooh, like the other ones did too. This is where it gets interesting. They all did. And it's so funny because it sounds so ridiculous what to say, but at this point, this was like totally catering to like OT fans and kids like us were like,
it was saying, please come back to the theater. We'll put away
a lot of money on this shit.
We'll put away the prequel stuff. Jar Jar Binks is not in this movie.
Oh man.
Where is it? Is this the thing where he says we almost put Jar Jar's bones right here?
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Alden will correct me, but I'm almost positive that was like a red carpet interview with JJ or something like, or celebration. Okay. One of those weird ones. I'm gonna keep going.
You can tell that him and Simon Pegg laughed at that a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
And I love Simon Pegg, but I don't agree with his Star Wars opinions.
And I'm just gonna bring this character to life.
Oh my God.
You don't get to build an X-Wing every day or a Millennium Falcon.
We are also children of the prequel area, Marcus.
Every day I come to work smiling.
100%.
I'm the oldest child of the prequel era here, though.
13.
Take a breath, slow down. And
12.
Freak out.
12.
I was still holding on to that cusp of childhood. Just trying. Yeah, it's got some side on Athano. It's right?
Marcus, you are speaking our language. I'm so glad you're in here, Marcus. Please join us for more.
Yeah, welcome, Marcus. Yeah,
subscribe, baby.
With all these new people.
Look at Dumb and Hall Gleason. Oh, look at this.
You know, it's being done with such love and such enthusiasm from everybody, and I think that you'll be able to feel that coming off the screen.
It means so much to so many people.
It's a very good.
Know what's going to be like in the cinema.
BTS, like real. But you do feel that like it's okay. It's like what you remember now.
Oh man,
it's still beautiful.
That is such a okay. So now let's get into it. Let's just do it. Here we are.
We got to get into now what you've been waiting for.
40 minutes.
Actually, honestly, I could talk about the Force Awakens hype forever.
Yeah, because it really was a special time, and this book came out. If I'm not mistaken, I think this book came out a few months after the movie release. I think
hell yeah,
April
Marcus
of 2016. Thank you. Fantastic. I'm glad you made it, Marcus. This is great.
Check out the podcast. Again.
Phil was kind enough to retweet our thread on this and kind of, what we wanted to do with this. And they kept saying, we can look at what could have been. And I mean that when I say these art of books obviously are an eye into the creative process, but most importantly, they do let your brain kind of wander. And that was the appeal. This literally, I asked for my wife's like, my then 1 year girlfriend at the time, took her out to eat at a nice restaurant. She says, what do you want for your anniversary? And it was in 2016. It was June of 16. And I said, I want this Art of Force Awakens book. And this is, I can show it to you. Hold on. So I'm pretty sure there's like a card.
Got it right there.
Yeah, I got it digitally and I got it a physical copy. I don't think she wrote it or anything. But look, I mean, this was the book to me that really let me understand the movie making process for these new ones. And of course, it's not as nitty gritty as some of the other making of books, but there's still something to it. And like, I love looking through it and letting my brain wander. It just could. It was allowed to. And we're going to hopefully do that tonight and talk about things that maybe spoke to us in these images. Jerry, do you have this book? I don't even know.
I don't. So I don't have any of the art of books because I'm a fake fan. I'm more of a visual dictionary guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like those were my bread and butter. That's what I want.
We're opposite.
Hence my moniker I gave myself of the Canon Junkie is like, I was like, okay, I want to see what the name of everything is and who everyone is. Things like that. That was my thing. But so BTS has always been kind of like I love BTS, but it's been kind of a hole in my game, right?
Yeah.
So to speak. But no, I love the art though. Everything I see from these art books is absolutely gorgeous.
And what's funny too, when you look at these books, at least for me, because I own every one of them. And look, I love that Marcus thing in here. I have all these books. Me too. I have every Ralph McQuarrie book. I have both archives. I'm the BTS junkie. And I know you are too, but I mean, I love this shit.
You like really get into that side of it. I get more into the world building kind of part of it. I think, kind of a thing. Yeah.
And it's funny. There's the world they were building and where they could first see Han. And like, there's things in this book, and we're gonna flip through it right now. And obviously, we'll stop and pontificate on some things. But it's cool that they use this image of Kylo Ren as the thing that introduced us to this new era, which it inevitably did. And of course, it is a digital scan, so it might not be the highest of fidelity, but you can clearly see images on here and ideas they were going with. But I mean, I love the starting point. Look at this. They got the TIE fighters with like the triangular wings in this. It's incredible. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, you forget it. Like, and that's the thing about the art of books is they always bring this kind of like stuff around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on here. Listen, Kamish, Alden's a great competitor and everything. I'm not really concerned.
Yes.
I'm just not concerned.
Oh, I love what Brian said. Pull Brian's comment up. The BTS stuff is truth. Art of and visual dictionary still plays with the fantasy. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's me to a nutshell. Is I don't want to live in reality.
So this, I'm not going to read the entire opening of Rick Carter's, I guess, explanation because he did the foreword. But I will say one point after, because I read it earlier today. This part that's very interesting. It says this set an adventure path for JJ to explore and pursue. Both as a filmmaker and artist, his vision emanates from the kid at heart who absorbed as much as he could, kept asking questions, and continued exploring further and further. Now, as an adult and parent, all these years later, he inspired us to bring forth the deepest visions. Now, this is interesting. As much as he was inspired by George, it's JJ's fundamental aesthetic that soul that is reflected throughout the art of The Force Awakens. Producer Kathleen Kennedy, to whom George entrusted his galactic legacy, orchestrated all of this. Okay, through her guidance, a new generation of filmmakers, storytellers, and digital artists will continue into the future and explore the boundaries of Star Wars, which is important to say because this was the movie that kicked off forever now. Because Star Wars, like Jerry, kind of was, it would be there, then it would go away. We had 77 to 80
Clone Wars.
Yeah, it was Clone Wars at that point.
Clone Wars was what we had at that point, and I was caught up on that, but it was waning. We were kind of like, it was like, all right, that was fun. We have that now. We can move on to other things, right? The MCU was just like really getting going in a big way at that time. So.
It's just interesting to know that this inevitably wouldn't have worked out if Kathleen and JJ weren't on the same page, because that's what this is. And you can see there are some things that are scattered throughout this. They do cite that Macquarie was a really important person in taking inspiration. Look, he literally in this, I didn't even read this until just now. I think this is the secret that George Lucas has always understood intuitively and intellectually. That's why he went all the way back to the deep myths that with writer and mythologist Joseph Campbell talking about a new way to find and tell stories that reoccur with successive generations. Because this was a generational movie. This wasn't the prequels was very much not a generational movie. It was to teach a new generation Star Wars.
Right.
Because George was like, what you thought was going to be about Darth Vader's childhood is not that. You know what I mean? And we're products of that, right? And we have a different view on Star Wars than most of these Gen X people that may feel that they have a deeper connection to Star Wars, but we have a different connection because of that reason. And I don't think at any point they shit on the prequels in here, but they might. I don't remember. This is.
That was mainly, I feel like, in the marketing push.
Yeah.
At the very mostly early on, right? Like it kind of like lessened. It obviously lessened as it went on.
Of course.
Whereas we even had like battle droids in hanging up very, very far towards the back. JJ made sure they were way far off to the back.
They were there.
Rise
but
of
they were
Skywalker.
way back there.
They're there. He was like, "They're there, nerds. They're there."
You see them. We acknowledge.
I acknowledged it.
This is the one thing I read earlier that piqued my interest, and I'll zoom in on it so you can all read it too. And it might not be the best quality, but it says this: in the afternoon of September 6, 2012, a little more than 3 months after being appointed co-chairperson of Lucasfilm Limited by Star Wars creator George Lucas, Kathleen Kennedy met with the assembled divisions of Lucasfilm to state her intention to produce a new series of Star Wars films. Her announcement was met with cheers. Star Wars The Force Awakens would be the first chapter of the series and to be released in 2015, a full decade after 2005 Star Wars Episode 3 the Sith. A few months following October 30th sale of Lucasfilm to Walt Disney Company, Kennedy appointed the company's new president, and plans for the sequel trilogy were publicly unveiled. Excitement over the news spread globally. And they go into explaining, what was happening, how they were gonna, kind of change canon. And I think it's, I don't want to read the whole book to you because the point of this is to look at the art and the things that make it so interesting. But some of this stuff to me is what's so important about Star Wars. So I guess I will read this next paragraph. This latest slate of Star Wars movies would present incredible challenges to their creators, challenges unique both within the series' 40-year history and in comparison to any other film in the cinematic history. First and foremost, what would become without its creator, George Lucas? For the 6 prior Star Wars films in the Clone Wars animated TV series, Lucas synthesized an extraordinary, deep and diverse array of elements and influences, from classical mythology to cultural anthropology to Eastern spirituality, crafting a story and aesthetic that appears simple but exceedingly complex. It is the very complexity that the full-size worlds of Frank Herbert's Dune or J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy gives the Star Wars universe its inherent richness and versatile. I don't even know that word. Verisimilitude. Okay. That's a nice word. This is why Phil writes this shit.
Now I know the word. I can't say it right now. Verisimilitude.
I love that. The feeling that exists independent of the stories told of it, would Lucas's world building foundation be enough to sustain the next generation of Star Wars stories and storytellers? That is huge. None of us have thought about, at least to me, they all had such weight on their shoulders that if this flopped, then Star Wars inevitably as a brand could also fall into the pit. And that's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
And so they talk about who's who, and I forget Michael Art wrote a chunk of this story too, and they talk about it, right?
Right.
They talk about their ideas, and I love this, and I hope this shows back up in what we would consider James Mangold's new movie that he's working on. What did Marcus say? Live in the mindset where we wouldn't be getting more.
Marcus says, I live in the mindset that we wouldn't be getting any more films, so anything's a blessing to me. I don't like certain things, but I can't hate. I love Star Wars too much. And Scotty and I are very much the same. There's always room for criticism. There's always room for things like that. But it's
this was totally a throw everything at the wall kind of process. Oh my God, that's maybe.
Hold on, I didn't see verisimilitude. Verisimilitude. Thank you, Professor.
He corrected himself. It's verisimilitude.
God damn it, Alden. We depend on you.
Our producer. No, I love this visual right here because I hope this harkens or is used in its own way. Of course, in future projects. I mean, James Mangold's making a movie about the dawn of the Jedi Order, and that very much feels like this. And this is a cool paragraph because this is the day after it was announced. They went directly into working on it. And you get quotes from Rick Carter, Doug Chang, and they kind of break down what they were feeling, what they were thinking of when it came to it. And like this one line's great. Even though we don't have a script or a director yet, let's start this process. So Rick Carter was probably and for those that don't know, Rick Carter's an incredible production designer. He worked on the Avatar series. He worked on hundreds of projects. Pretty sure. Let me see. I see. It actually says it right here. Worked on Jurassic Park, Forrest Gump, Avatar, and now I believe he worked on TFA and The Rise of Skywalker. But I went to the very last page. Dang it! Hold on, let me go back. Just knowing that
that's how we do.
That's how we do it. This visual was the one that set my mind off. Like seeing the Falcon in this weird, almost like fungal-looking area with waterfalls. Like this really has so much potential visually. This whole movie
that gives, as the kids say, the Lord of the Rings is what that gives. That 100% image to me.
And it says, look, I don't care what anything looks like. I really don't. I have total faith that it's going to look wonderful. I want it to be a great movie because it's infused with the spirit of the Force. And God damn, these are so cool. Yeah. The idea of a Jedi killer. That look at that. That's such a wild design. I use that in the thumbnail.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what's very interesting is that I don't know if they end up matching in this book, but I know George had kind of gave a template of where he thought the story should go. And of course, it's listened for the most part, especially right here. It says screenwriter Michael Arndt would later describe these versions of Episode 7's young heroes, Kira and Sam, a loner, hothead, gearhead, badass, and a pure charisma, respectively. And like the green saber, the Han Solo look, kind of almost a Padme look too, in terms of like facial structure. This is what excited me is like, this is like early 2013. And they're figuring out where they want the beats of this stuff to go. It fascinates me. Han Solo is obviously a big character. Look there's a Mandalorian with a lightsaber and there's the down Falcon with some pirates. It's called Bandits. So look at that. I'm gonna zoom in on that a little bit if I can. Oh, what a weird, what a cool visual.
Look at that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up, Wikipedia?
Oh, nice. What's going on, Wikipedia?
The one website that hasn't blocked us on Twitter, Wikipedia. What's up? I'm just kidding. How's it going, guys?
It looks like Felucia right there.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Look at these AT-AT walkers. Oh, dude. So this was kind of reapproached. I love this. Rick Carter said fire and ice concept. Early on, Rick was really keen on bringing this concept of fire and ice together visually. He suggested because it had one lightsaber was blue. Why don't we make a double lightsaber that's one that's blue and red? That would be a cool visual to see now, if I'm going to be honest with you. This
Well, we know that they use these. They're going to use these over and over again. Did Jared, the Dark Jedi, draw that picture over on the far?
Yeah, that was a weird one because this is something interesting to even discuss. George had always the intention of using Darth Maul. From what we learned in the Star Wars archive book, look, I have that. I'll show you that. He clearly states that he wanted a female antagonist. Name, I believe, was it Darth Talon? Was that supposed to be her name? Hold on.
Darth Talon. Well, yeah, that is very much a Darth Talon right there. That's Darth Talon. Darth Maul. Darth Maul Twi'lek.
Yeah, pretty much. There is somewhere in this book where he does specifically cite his intentions for the sequel trilogy, and he mentions how he wanted Maul involved, but also that he wanted a female antagonist. And look, if I'm going to be honest with you, that would have been a really cool route to go with this new set of movies.
It would have been interesting.
I would have really liked a female antagonist because obviously this is the first movie besides the original where you had the same villain throughout the entire trilogy. We had Vader, and then of course in the prequels you had Maul, Dooku, and Jango, and Grievous, and you've had several villains, but I would have loved Maul as well. I really do. I agree, Boop.
Yeah, they over-sexualized Darth Talon to a cartoonish degree, Boop also says, and
definitely.
That Darth Talon is a product of the 90s, 110%. That's the guy show 110%. like firing all
maybe it's
cylinders.
Not in this book. Maybe it's in the bigger version of this book, which I have in my living room. But he explicitly says his intentions were to use Darth Maul and to have sort of a character like this. And it's kind of cool that you see the inclusion of that in this weird Force deity. It says Darth Talon, dark side of the Force. Tattoos are a lot simpler. They follow the rhythm and they flow. That's an evil thing puppeteering for her from behind, which I would have liked some different stuff. And I've always been vocal about this. I've always said, I wish Rey wasn't on a sand planet. That would have made it instantly more compelling, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Something different. It was, no, it was the same thing as we were, there was a small part of me as well, a sliver that was like, are we just going to be playing the greatest hits? Or, what are we going to do? And I mean, a lot of my friends I used to talk Star Wars with back when I lived in Arkansas kind of started going that route of, it was more of the same. Remember that was the big outcry of Force Awakens it's just A New Hope.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Which is not the case.
It's not the case. It's not like it has beats that are similar for sure. Mm-hmm. But it is not the same movie.
No.
But yeah, no, it's anyway, all that is who cares what those people think anymore?
But what I think is cool is some of these concepts. It would have been cool to see Rey find R2's head and repair it and then learn the stories of the rebellion. There's things that that's where my brain goes when I see these visuals. And I'm sure it was for JJ too, because you were thinking where could it go? And this is kind of sandy, but it also looks liquidy. I would have loved maybe some sort of weird mud, silt kind
mud
of planet like this. Yeah, because I think visually they were very similar, and maybe that's my only disregard. My only thing that kind of frustrates me watching The Force Awakens is that this feels like Tatooine.
Love you, Sean.
Oh, this feels like the Empire. This feels like this, and look, I mean, there was some pretty awesome ideas that even Fallen Order kind of took. A lot of these inspired other projects, a great one in particular. This looks like that scene in Fallen Order on Kashyyyk. just like the troop, like the
Yeah.
kind of rusted out AT-AT walkers. I don't know. I love that they could still tap into what this is. Like a floating, like if you can see right there, I gotta zoom in more, but a floating, you know,
floaty
BB-8.
droid.
Yeah, like that's pretty tight, you know. I just Kira, Ray, I like the name difference. And look, this one's a crazy one of Mark Hamill, kind of oddly photoshopped, but like this one of like
that is an odd Photoshop.
It's so strange.
But
like
we got Hollywood Rock says, I wish Ray grew up on a planet like Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
That'd actually be freaking sick. A whole water planet's in the sand one. That would have been pretty cool. I agree. By the way, thanks for joining us, Hollywood Rocks.
Yes,
everyone else joining this evening, thank you. Please share that.
William Hardy in the chat saying Ray was
William
bound to the theme park planet.
That's kind of a funny line.
William, our future intern, William Hardy, is in the chat.
Yeah, and then like, you know, this was throw everything at the wall kind of art design, and like you could see it. This was so cool because this shit was later. Both this shit was later used. Look at this. You've got Ray swimming through the wreckage of Death Star 1 or 2. We can't really tell, but you can see Vader's castle was also pitched, which both of these things inevitably showed back up. Isn't that incredible? With the TIE interceptors, which are now in The Mandalorian. I love it. I really do love that these things made their way back in because these visuals are stunning.
Yeah. They're very stunning visuals. It's very cool. It's Kevin Costner's Camino. Sorry, you guys are being really funny in the chat tonight.
But like, even this looks a little bit like Black Spire Outpost and Disney. You know,
a lot of concepts. Yeah, they like, and again, that's the great thing about having this library of art and everything for these movies is it can come back around.
And I always think this is what they showed us. Think about what they didn't show us. You know what I mean? Like legit.
Yeah.
Look at this cool design.
Like so much time it goes in like just work, man hours, and all this kind of stuff goes into making these things. So there's got to be like somebody that dude is crazy.
Based on Ivan the Terrible. Then foreground thought, how fun villain, half machine, half flesh together. Yeah, look at this thing like that's pointing or whatever that is. I love this. I love this. And like this, whatever this is, Rogue's snake and symbiote. Like this is like a snake guy. Hold on. With like a symbiote on this.
All I'm looking at is this guy who looks like he would fit in right at home with like Predator or something right there.
Yeah. But look at this guy's playing a flute. Or so, I just love how weird they threw everything, man. They were like,
so weird.
We'll just, and look, some of these designs ended up kind of coming into it. Like, this is a cool one. This is my version of what I thought space pirates would look like in Star Wars. Definitely feels more bounty hunter-esque, but you can add a little bit more flair of the red body sash, like this guy. I mean, this is so interesting.
Very cool.
I like this one, the wreckage in the water. Wreckage in the water. I agree. That would have been a really cool thing to see. You know. What a beautiful book. Oh yeah, look, this is that weird, like they were trying to figure out the Jedi Killer character, and I kind of find this quote interesting. It says one of the primary entry points for JJ was the question, "Who is Luke Skywalker?" As if being asked somebody in the movie who doesn't know, and that gets right to the point of what Star Wars is now. Who is Luke Skywalker? Is he still in the game? Is he still with the Force? What's his role? What happened to him since? And I mean, I love that. This is one of the first images to acknowledge that.
I remember, yeah, that was a leak. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Just like what again, it was a flurry of what's real, what's not, which I mean, it constantly is. But back then it just felt like it was more of everyone was in like a fever. Like,
oh yeah,
what's real? What is reality? We can't figure it out.
And like some designs too, this is odd. I just realized this. You can't tell me that this looks like Marchion Rowe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Scotty's favorite book character, Marchion Rowe, right there. It's actually
right.
Marchion.
But no, Marco, I'm sorry. But look at that. It's like the same helmet design. That's kind of sick.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's kind of crazy. He's got a yellow lightsaber too that he stole from a Jedi. So
yeah, it's just the stormtroopers. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That helmet design's pretty cool.
I agree.
And now, like, so we like there's the whole thing that people are kind of on right now, where like I think people we're kind of tired of troopers and stuff. But at the same time, like I do love a good trooper design and everything.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to kind of have like a little bit, I don't know, maybe like a more alien design kind of looking thing.
A little more foreign looking, in the sense of like kind of like this to me instantly catches my eye. This looks creepy as hell. This one on the bottom left,
Yeah. Oh, that's that's like like an arcane soldier right there.
Now the far right one looks...
Markion, go to the polls.
The one to the right looks kind of awkward to me. This one right there, you see it? The one of the far right with like the angular
That's just too
head.
bulky. It's too bulky. Yeah.
There's no evolution there. But I see what they're doing, and like I love this. This is stunning to me. Of Chewie on top of the Falcon shooting. Like this is an insane visual, I would have loved that. And I love this bizarre edit of Mark Hamill. This one's freaking nuts looking. But the quote's cool. To light a candle is to cast a shadow.
Wow.
Kind of a cool quote. But yeah.
That God, the years were not kind to that mark right there.
That version.
Like, that mark is on death sticks right there.
But like even this weird like Ralph McQuarrie Yoda.
We got Hollywood Rock saying, "What the fuck is that? AI Yoda?"
AI Yoda, pretty much.
It
but like
it.
even looking at this visual, this would have been so cool. Like a broken down Jedi temple, like high above the trees and some forest. Like these are still things you can play with.
Yeah.
And that's where my brain gets so excited, because the further you go in this book, the more the reality sets in of what they did and didn't actually use. And I mean, that's an incredible visual. But like
that's a really
this
cool
weird Maz Kanata, pseudo Maz Kanata character, and like I don't know, there's so many things you can do.
It could still pop back in.
It can still pop back in. Yeah, and like this one, this droid. Look at this R2 droid that kind of looks like a medical, like one of the torture droids, but floating.
Yoda was definitely what that was.
Yeah,
that was like handsome Squidward Yoda.
Wow.
Look at those. Yeah, those like again, still stuff that we could use, that they could use. So we don't make movies with Lucasfilm, unfortunately.
I love that. Look at this one. This one's incredible. Of this opening crawl. So you can't really read it, but it says here, part of JJ's whole riff on this is that he wanted the opening of episode 7 to be very familiar to the point where it actually mimics the beginning of episode 4. The setup is that they were paralleled, but then you quickly realize that they are new ships and new villains. And like it's the Star Destroyer crashing down. It's like the same opening shot, but instead of it's being towed. You know what I mean? And that's where we're introduced to Sam, and then we're introduced to Kira, and some sort of weird version of the Slave One right there. The Tantive floor, like one's towing the other, then it pulls it into atmosphere, and there's Kira, going to look through the wreckage of this old Star Destroyer. It's just a cool thought. It's a really cool thought.
It's very cool. Oh, come on. Don't play around, Wikipedia. Don't play around sending things to they totally didn't toss a link of this live to Phil Szostak. Oh, don't you do that.
Thanks. Very kind.
No, just play it. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'm joking. Marcus was wondering if you go back to the battle with the Jedi. He said you can see all the blue and red lightsabers.
Where? This one
right there, right?
No, they're just blasters.
Is it blasters?
Yeah, it's just blasters. And you can see Chewie. I'll zoom in. You can see Chewie kind of firing on top. Let me see if I can scroll over. Yeah. Yeah, it's like this. It's like
unless let us know if we're on the right page there, Marcus.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Not that one. Okay, hold on.
We'll see. Was it before or after Giga Chad Yoda?
This one? The snow?
The down Star Destroyer. The one that we said was a cool visual. Right there.
This one? Yeah.
Really? So right there. Look to the left of the Star Destroyer.
Oh, what? Is that what that is?
Zoom in.
It looks like it. It looks like something.
Magnify.
Now this is
oh
not.
My
it
God.
is. It is kind of wild looking. I guess that's what that is. Huh. That's we're gonna get that in Acolyte. That's gonna be Acolyte.
I was gonna say, yeah. Oh man, Acolyte. Like a Star Destroyer crashes from the future.
Oh man, dude, this stuff is fascinating because this all feels very ethereal and
That is
dreamlike.
crazy.
Dude, like the statue in ruin. This is obviously a lightsaber scarred face destroying Jedi relics. Was a theme that was with us early on, which is kind of cool that they wanted to play with like eliminating the Jedi from existence, and we kind of get that. You know, we could see Rey hiding behind something, Kira hiding behind something, and these really cool ships that are floating there. And this is a visual that's incredible. Rick really encouraged us to go way out there, but I just thought it was a stunning image of the Death Star emerging from the planet for some crazy reason. I felt compelled to put it down. Look at that. That is badass looking, man.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Oh, yeah. There's some things that obviously were used in the movie. This shot right here, this was very much used in the movie. Of all the people lined up.
Oh yeah,
like
Nazi.
And this shot in the bottom left. Yeah,
rally. Yeah,
very much so. Oh, dude, I want them to use this so bad. So it's Rey or someone taking a lightsaber and cutting the bottom of a Star Destroyer up. Look at how cool that visual is. And we kind of got that with Ahsoka. A
little bit. She gets out on the wing, cuts the thing. Yeah. That felt more like a Clone Wars moment to me, kind of a thing. Like it felt very Clone Wars. But yeah, no, it like I don't even know that would like be insane.
Not that much damage.
Like,
Not
like,
that
just
much
like,
damage though. Ain't no way it causes that much damage. It would mess some shit up, but not cause that much damage. This is what
It's
honestly,
true. Hollywood Rocks' statue idea was 100% used for reused for Jedha.
Yep, it was very much so. And this was reused. You literally see the throne room, which I'm sure at some point was submerged, and it kind of came back out from being unsubmerged. And this is the one that got me. I'm not gonna lie. If they ever decide to do this, Star Wars, Kenobi was brave. The Phantom Menace was brave. The only two brave ones. They still have not done that much underwater visuals. I really want more underwater in Star Wars. Like this
underwater stuff.
Imagine the
give us that Kevin Costner Camino. Give it to us.
I would have genuinely loved being able to see the Falcon like with a little bit of like a water effect in the lens. You know what I mean? That would have been cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like this. Part of the journey is that they would take the Falcon, go underwater, and find the Emperor's Tower. The Falcon is watertight because it's airtight, so it can go underwater. Right? I love that logic. Doug Chang, man.
Well, it's a UAP logic, not to get too into that.
There it is.
Go air and into the thing. Yeah. So
this all kind of came into fruition. Like you see the market scene, you see the speeder, some weird pseudo bantha.
That's true.
Now this is wild. This is crazy. A Mon Cala with what appears to be a tardigrade, a water bear from the microscopic universe that we also have on our planet.
Just kind of a cool image. George's microbiotic trilogy is what this comes from.
Dude, for real though, that's incredible. Look, this is incredible. Originally, there was going to be wreckage on this new planet where we meet Leia, a lush green planet. Ultimately, the idea went away because it was later to see the Star Destroyer wreck on the planet, so we are not confusing things.
Chris, what's up, buddy?
They're messing with everything. Oh, Chris, my guy.
What's up, Chris?
I love Chris.
Chris is the best. We love Chris.
This is Chris. Look at this. I never realized what this is, Jerry. This is a X-wing.
What are we talking about?
Meets a B-wing. Meets a a Y-wing cockpit?
Yeah,
dude, that's nuts. Look at that shit. Cool. That's cool.
A cluster F-wing.
I kind of love that though.
Yeah,
I would like.
It looks like one of the cobbled together kind of things. Like they used a little bit of cobbled together ships for Resistance.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Oh yeah. You're right. I do remember that.
The pirates like cobbled together all the ships from all the different parts.
Oh yeah, that was cool. So they inevitably ended up using it. All these things do show back up.
They come back around.
Oh wow, how beautiful. So we're about a little more than 1/3 of the way through this book. Oh, this is so cool. Oh yeah, this was supposed to be so the original turning point for Sam Finn was that he witnessed all of his brothers and sisters and people that he was serving with get launched out for making a mistake, like out of a like an airlock, which is such a crazy visual. Like that to me is a much more convincing turn. But seeing innocents die is also very convincing. But like, imagine if like your compatriots made a mistake and then they all get launched out.
Interesting ideas. We're getting to the same place, right? But Bantha tastes amazing, surprisingly tender. Brian says.
Parting ways. The fugitives crash land on a desert junk planet. John Doe abandons Sam at a crash site, but he's soon rescued by members of an indigenous alien tribe who take them back to the village and perform a healing ritual. Sam is reborn a hero. Pretty Campbell, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Because we see Finn have to accept being a hero instead of being converted into a hero.
Right.
Dude, this is a crazy market. It looks like some sort of weird Japanese market. That's wild. I didn't notice that. Look, you can straight up see like the Japanese styled almost temples. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the rooftops,
very
and
George,
things like that.
Very George. Look at this visual of Han with two drunk aliens. Oh. Crime City. That's what they called it. The Crime City.
Crime City. That's
Crime City.
Hey,
baby.
That's the name of his dime store novel. His novella. That's the cover right there. Crime City.
Not so much a complaint, but an observation. We didn't really get that many OT aliens in the sequels.
We didn't get. It's all new aliens, which again is fine.
Cool. I had visually awesome.
Yeah, I had the same. I shudder to say complaint, but it was like, I mean, you could throw just like throw me a Rodian or a Doug or something in there, just like mix them up a little bit.
Because they're already established. Like you clearly see a Rodian right here, and what's that one, Jerry?
Which one? A Grand.
A Grand,
Reese Grand, or Mahonic.
And like this one's a really cool one. I like this one. It says the Jedi Killer eats sun matter. He is in meditation chamber, and the sun's energy comes into the room, and he grasps it, eats it. It eats whatever power that is. That's a crazy idea.
That is some bonkers George shit.
I love that.
That is like, the bad guy eats suns.
Dude, wait a minute. I didn't realize this. Mandalorian season 2. Like we got this visual of all the ties piled up. That one right there, the bottom right.
Oh yeah. When they go to get
Wow.
What's his name?
Mayfeld, right?
Mayfeld. Mm-hmm. Yeah. From Space Boston.
Space Boston. Look at this. Some of these visuals were
Hollywood Rocksmiths. I like the new aliens, but none of them are colorful. They have the same skin tone. That's a good observation. Wrong. You're not wrong.
They all kind of have this brownish skin tone. There's no like popping colors.
No, but we don't pop any. Yeah, no popping.
This was also used in the Rise of Skywalker. Now that I see it, remember they put little Death Star tech on the ships there.
Yeah, the miniature Death Star. Yeah. On the Star Destroyers.
I love this. Rick is the guy who started saying, "Put a red ship in there. Put a red ship in there." And I think JJ had asked for a red Star Destroyer at one point just to see on a whim what that looks like. And it's pretty cool to see a red Star Destroyer.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I will say
it is. You can clearly
see someone slicing up the bottom of that with a lightsaber there.
Yeah. You can see it is a Death Star though. Oh, look at these cool designs. Oh, this design top right, Jerry, to me feels very expanded universe. Like there's like it's a trifold, Star Destroyer where it's like very triangular. It's cool. Oh, this is a cool visual too. Yeah, I like this visual. I like to hear it's instead of 2 suns, it's 2 moons. I don't know. There's something you could do with that.
I like that. That felt very kind of Cloud City as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Something about that.
It's all about how it makes you feel, honestly, because some of these things don't speak to me visually. But then look at this bottom left one looks so cool. I want more mossy and green Star Wars. I feel like we haven't gotten that in a while either. Besides that one episode of
Like
Book of Boba Fett with Luke.
These big creatures as well, you know,
Cool.
like kind of made out of trees or something.
Yeah. Octopus monsters on the surface of the planet, not up on Han's freighter. It's like JJ knew the imagery he wanted in the movie. The designs had to find their way. And look at this one. This one's cool too. Of like the planet's leaving a crater station. You know, a station that's like in some. I'm sorry, it's in some sort of like asteroid. Cool visual, man.
Very neat.
Very different. Kind of Star Trekky though. You know, I will say that's kind of Star Trekky.
A little bit.
So this is where we get into pre-production. This is where the things we know about this movie, the things we know about this movie are in there. So the pre-production design phase began the earliest in July of 2013 at Pinewood Studios. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So this is all the script at this point has been worked out. You know what I mean? The script has been, and I'm sure there had been edits and changes, but like it had been, oh dude, the Mandalorian used this. The folded wings.
With the folding wings, yeah.
Yes, look at that. Still pretty cool. I want to see more of that. That was
pretty neat.
Awesome design. Jerry, how you feeling about all this, man?
I'm loving it. No, it's interesting to see what could have been, and the potential of what could still come. And so, yeah,
completely agree. Yeah, because
what I'm seeing is I should have been getting these books.
Oh no! Did I start you down a path? Is this it? Did I end up
possibly
costing you a lot of money?
We'll have to see.
Yeah,
well, no, not yet. It's going to be a slow collection over time, probably.
Whenever the new ones come out, I always get them because they do give insight. You know what I mean? They feel like they give insight. Oh, that's so fucked up. Holy shit. I have never seen this before. You've got a Wampa head. You've got a Dianoga. You've got
a Rancor. What do you say, a Dianoga?
Is that what the big eye is?
Wait. Oh no, never mind. I see that now. Sorry, I was looking at the Rancor.
Do you see Jar Jar's head?
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. Leave Ahmed alone.
It says. One of the description doesn't say anything. Oh, a droid cockfight, which was used in Solo. Droid fights. That's kind of cool, like battle bots.
The battle bots. Yeah. What's it say? What's it say? We thought it would be funny to just be assholes here.
We have 2 droid. No, I didn't say anything about Jar Jar, but it's definitely there. It's so interesting, like how much that's changed. That alone has changed.
Yeah, that just changed my mind. That just changed my mind. I don't want to buy these books now.
Oh, this was a cool visual too.
Marcus, it depends on my mood. The color lightsaber I want. I don't know. I fluctuate between blue and green myself. Probably.
I'm always a green guy. And look, they even had this like figured out. Like they wanted to do this is early. This is in 2013. It says ultimately for Obi-Wan Kenobi, halfway through the Star Wars, we realize that he sacrifices himself and makes his own death of his making as much as the person who's causing his death. He's making himself more powerful than anybody can imagine, and it's witnessed by a third person, that young man. It's been in front of everybody for all these years, but you don't see Obi-Wan Kenobi everywhere. You see Darth Vader, you see Yoda, you see Luke, but Obi-Wan is the one who made it all happen. Rick Carter has some good insight. That really is good insight. And by this point, they started naming the cities. Oh, wow. That was used. That's a visual that was certainly used.
Yeah. Oh, that was absolutely used.
Now, this looks like, dude, for real, that bottom right one looks like Black Spire. That looks like Batu. Like, this looks like Batu to me.
That straight up is like a shot they used for Batu down there.
Wow. Isn't that incredible? Anakin Vader Force Ghost. I knew Jerry would get excited about that. To me, when I first saw that, yes, that's cool. And it is used. It says if we see Anakin Skywalker, because he does flow back and forth between Darth Vader and Anakin, let's see him as a character with a dark and light side. The reason Luke is the whole new entity is because he was the first to acknowledge his own dark side that was not separate from him. So that is a cool idea because we got that in Ahsoka. That ultimately showed up in Ahsoka.
Right.
See, I like some of these designs more. Like, look at this insane cool AT-AT Walker. I really like how spidery it looks. It reminds me of Wild Wild West.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's gonna be sounding off in the chat.
Let's get jiggy with it. Oh, BB-8, baby!
Oh, baby!
Oh yeah, that was JJ's first drawing of him. Look at that. Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta zoom in. It was that one he did on a sticky note of like, it's just 2 circles and little eyes and a little line. I love that JJ. This is from JJ. It says surly sticky note. There's a little post-it drawing that JJ did for the exact shapes he wanted. 2 circles and a head magnetically floating above the sphere. He did a dash and dot for the eyes and smile, and he tried to build that into an old droid aesthetic. He nailed it with that design.
Yeah.
If that's all JJ did, which obviously it wasn't, that alone was a brilliant design idea. I mean, that is such a striking visual.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, look at that.
It's just it's instantly iconic. Yeah. It's like, again, that was one of the things from the first trailer. That and the crossguard lightsaber just were absolutely screaming at everybody's brains.
Yes.
That this is all new, but yet still familiar.
Yeah. And you can see like droid repair area at the bottom. And like that was even used in Galaxy's Edge. It's like the droid shop in Galaxy's Edge. Like these things were utilized again, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh dude, that's
cool,
literally the sand. It's a sand people head. This looks like I had never noticed this. This looks like a Moloch from Solo.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Like some of that like the big faced worm. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Very cool.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, I like those. I like that design.
I like this image too. They don't talk about this enough. The Falcon like landing and they're fighting green lightsaber, red lightsaber. But I always like the idea of like someone onlooking blasting at one of them. That's a cool idea that we still haven't seen in Star Wars, where it's a blaster versus 2 people fighting. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not Thabor. I don't know. That one's got the front mouth.
Yeah, that's different. That is not Thalbor Sheems. No. Front mouth. Can't do that. Not canon. Oh yeah, look at this Jakku stuff. Yeah, Jakku really does find its visuals here. Like you could tell all this was actually utilized and structurally, they knew where they wanted to go in terms of feel. It does look like an old market in the desert. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Here it is.
First order designs here.
Definitely. Some that are more solidified ones. You've got the Snow Trooper, the Flame Trooper. They really did. I'm not gonna lie.
Torture probe there or whatever that one is.
They knocked out every different version of a trooper with this one movie because they included a Snow Trooper, and that maybe for toy reasons, but it was effective.
I mean, I think that they had. There's Baba Joe. There's my boy Baba.
Oh man, there's Baba Joe, the first character we'd see. Oh man, this intro. Look at Leia. Oh, God bless.
Such a good costume.
Such a good costume, man.
Love it. Like enough hearkening to the old, but still like doing something different.
Well, even this visual right here, it says eventually made the cast a little more sci-fi. For a while, it was very realistic paint over Elaine Donan Castle in Scotland. Like this looks kind of prequely. This looks a little bit like Naboo. Which I kind of like. I like that a lot. It says saber reveal. Look at the bottom one. It's that one of I think it's a pseudo Maz, Rey, and Sam maybe. And it says that was one of the arguments Ryan Church and I had over the lightsaber actually throws light with the environment. And initially they thought it should not because it makes them look magical in a way. Throws light. What does that even mean? Throws light?
Like casts it around the how it plays on the walls and things like that.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, this is the opening scene right here. Oh wow,
look at that! Just two men looking at a book. That's absolutely right.
Who said that?
Eric.
Hey man, y'all are here too. Don't act like you're any more sophisticated than we are, because we're all in this shit together. Oh man, that's a cool design for a Star Destroyer. The destroyed helmet is also an incredible aspect of these movies. I love that.
That was that like in the second trailer, I think, right? They showed the mask, and that absolutely just like I was done.
I think it went on sale.
I was cooked. I was cooked.
I forget which one big company put a replica out like that next
one. I remember I wanted one of those replicas so bad.
God, and it's so
nice.
It was probably fine.
It was like so much money. It was so expensive.
It was like $1,000 or $1,200.
It was very expensive.
Oh, look, you know what's I don't mean to boast, but whenever I had the opportunity to go to Lucasfilm over the summer, I saw the actual painting. Like I saw this painting.
Ah, that's cool.
And I got really teary-eyed because I saw that and I saw the diorama, which I think is in this book as well. They had the full diorama of like what they did to like kind of, do scope and scale. Kind of talking about this Twitch helmet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it was, Edgelord. I'm sure it was. No, but I understand that, Jared. Kylo Ren was instantly compelling because of that for me too. Oh, look at this Republic planet. I wish we would have got more of Hosnian Prime, man. I really do.
A little more on the absolutely.
Because I would have liked to see the structure of. So funny. I didn't realize it, but I would have liked to have seen more of the politics in Star Wars until I realized that's what I like about Star Wars.
Oh, I love that. I love the load lifter droid.
Oh man, so cool because he shows back up in not Fallen Order, or he shows up in a lot of those ones. Survivor.
I don't know. Well, he's in the Force Awakens.
Yeah. He walks out of Maz's castle.
But yeah, you've got that design's popped up in a couple of places though.
Yeah,
you think him off the top of my head, but it has shown up.
Oh wow. Oh dude, look at this. This is so samurai. Jedi Killer snow scene. I remember feeling really excited when I first drew that. I wish this could be it.
Oh,
this
hey, Phil.
Oh, Phil's in the chat.
Say hey, and that I'm loving this trip down memory lane. May the Force be with you. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, man.
We've been having a blast just kind of reliving our memories from that time. Thanks for stopping by, bud.
Dude, I couldn't imagine how you feel because this is something this is your first big, this is a big deal when it came out. I remember like people leaking images everywhere because this was a visual at things we never thought we'd get. And thank you for stopping by, dude. Really appreciate it. I hope
thanks so much.
Hope you've
Phil.
enjoyed
Thank you.
Dude, this archway, that was instantly iconic because it was based off a Ralph painting, if I'm not mistaken, for Tatooine.
Yeah, it's from Jabba's palace, right?
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, it was like an unused Jabba's palace concept. I remember, which that kind of art has shown up in like several, like it showed up in Rebels as well. But it's such a cool, just I don't know, interesting design.
It is. It feels very
it's flavor. It's flavor.
It's flavor because to me, it does look like something that stands out on Tatooine, but it's a good way of unifying all these sand planets to being having their own design, because that could have been, of course, on Tatooine, but it's nice that it's on Jakku because it does make it stand out. Look at this. Jesus.
That face just jumps out at you.
He's in the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
This little guy.
He's going over getting drinks or something from Maz.
He is in the cantina painting that Ralph McQuarrie did as well, if I'm not mistaken. There's a visual of this little creature like screaming at somebody. I have that book. Over there. Oh, look at that. Like pseudo Yavin 4.
They put a little too much in his G&T, a little too much gin, not enough tonic.
Look at this. So this is what piqued my interest, because at this point we didn't have The Last Jedi and we didn't know what these characters were about, but they hinted at what Snoke would look like. So this is Boris Karloff's face from The Mummy, 1932. The shape of the room echoed some of McQuarrie's past work, specifically these vertical trapezoid rooms. And like you can see this is obviously, it says crewmen, but this is the idea for Jedi Killer. When it didn't get approved, I thought, well, it'd be good for the crewmen. But this is very much the Knights of Ren right there. Like, seriously, Knights of Ren vibes. Look
Those
at
are,
that. Which I think we should get more of. I'm sure we will at some point. I want more Knights of Ren.
I see my boy Kerfunkafuck in there.
There he is.
Yeah.
Imagine, y'all, I didn't think about this. Imagine if Ben Solo had a actual speeder or some sort of bike like that, you know,
something. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it would be insane.
Good Lord, it would feel like
Jared would be riding a motorcycle right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. 2015, Jared been like, well, I know what I'm going to spend my graduation.
Guess I'm buying a moped.
I'm buying a Harley. Oh, look who it is. The big what was the name of this creature? The one with the big old bottle.
Hapabor.
Hapabor, baby.
Hapabor. Bigger nostrils right there. I mean, you could really get in there.
Good Lord. Must have a nice lung capacity. Oh, dude, the Falcon. Yes. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, look at the Falcon.
This is incredible
There's
visual.
a fucking hallway.
This says Jedi Killer throwing rocks at X-Wings. It was a real quick morning of doing this at Bad Robot before in a meeting with Rick. How cool would that have been? Just Kylo Ren just like launching rocks and destroying an X-Wing. Oh.
Man, it's saying kick rocks as he like throws them or something.
Dude, kick rocks, bro. Unkar Plutt always look like a blobfish. Always.
Yeah, he's just blobfish. He's big time blobfish vibes. We love our blobfish.
This is also cool too because that's obviously Octo, you know, and we didn't know where this movie was going. And I mean, you can see like very early Porg designs. Hold on, look at this. It's like creepy, like winged beasts. You see in the top left corner of the image.
Oh yeah.
Look man. Wild looking, man. Because
impressive wingspan on those Porgs.
Do you remember watching?
Little did we know those were just going to be hamsters, like hamster chickens.
Hamster chickens. Look at Maz's castle. I love how seedy it looks, smoky. Yeah, but that's the one thing too. As fans, we get excited for what could have been, but like you got to think too on set. There's no way a set could visually look like this. There's just no way. The painting does convey an idea of what it could look like, but you know. There's no true way to get a set that actually looks like this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think it's possible. Oh, wow.
I mean, expectation versus reality is going to be like there's just certain things you can do in a painting like that. Yeah, that you can't you just can't replicate. That one dog thing made it into the movie.
What scene? What scene? Wait, what?
It's at least they made a physical version of that thing.
Oh, they did.
That honestly, that looks like a here you go, Eric Elliott, to get ready to take a drink. That looks like a villain, one of the villains from the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon. Fenris the wolf looks exactly like that thing.
There's a cool one coming up. This one, I'm not kidding. If I'm not mistaken,
Guavian Death Gang.
When they hyped the Force Awakens, when they hyped Rogue One, I'm pretty sure what they did was they made just a U-wing of this.
Yeah.
Same exact pose. They just made a U-wing. They created the U-wing. I don't know. It's just
100%.
Yeah. Oh, it's so interesting. It's the same exact pose. I thank everyone for joining tonight. I know we've been going on for a little bit longer than we normally do. This has been a lot of fun, though. This has been really cool. Oh, wow. The confrontation. Look at the saber. Oh, wow. I didn't think about the look, that's him with just a regular saber.
Those are like straight up the Knights of Ren right there.
Oh, yeah. Helmet. For real. It's all of them. It's like
that's two of them, front view and side view.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Wow.
So with that, yeah. Listen, we were just starting to get the band together right there.
That's it. They were so close. Oh, Captain Phasma. Fuck. Such a great design.
Yeah.
Probably the best design. I love the all silver. Oh, this was cool. They never went
Jared's
anywhere
about
with
to
this.
be predictable, he says. So
this is the idea that the Republic made a drill that would drill into Starkiller Base, which I think is an incredible idea.
That would be interesting. Like to actually make something. Right? Oh, is the hilt is predictable, or is not pretty? It was predictable that you would say that. Yeah, hilt is beautiful.
Oh, of course.
Art book is S tier. That just imagine them like racing to build something.
Yeah.
To stop. That would be have we done that? We haven't really done that.
No, I don't think so.
Like the good guys building something to combat what they're doing.
Love that idea. Oh, here we go. This is where we get towards the actual marketing stuff. Like they already figure out designs at this point. Yeah, so I've seen this diorama in person, which is such a cool because it's so detailed. I think what they did was I think they shot it, and I think they just composited into the shot. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, probably. That looks so good.
All of this. This is where
some finalization here. Look at that. Dude, Han and a duster. I don't know, man.
That's
been kind of crazy.
And look at this. It says Rockers group shot.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't even know. Like Han had like a band that he traveled with or something.
Rockers, bruh. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at this.
There we go. With some Starkiller Base.
So cool. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is some other things. So, no, I'm sorry. The drills, I was wrong. The drills, to my knowledge, were actually Imperial. This, however, was Rebellion, Resistance. The Resistance Warhammer was crazy. Imagine this huge ship has really strong front that could actually penetrate a shield and then deploy ships through it, which is kind of Rogue One. You know what I mean? Of like
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, breaking the barrier
like
down.
Powering the yeah.
Oh man.
Interesting. I do like our idea of the good guys building something to drill into something the bad guys make.
Yeah,
I like
to counteract them. Me too.
Call us, Lucasfilm. Call us.
Yes, that's also true because it was a cut scene. Thank you, Hollywood Rock. I like. Please make sure you come back. I like your commentary. You're clever because like this was a actual Lego and I believe action figure that of course was cut from the movie with Finn and Rey in it.
Well, they famously in Forces of Destiny did that scene.
Yes, they did. You're right. You're right.
Destiny.
Damn. Good point. This guy made it. This resistance droid.
Oh, I also agree about Hollywood Rock. You should come back. All of you guys should always come back. So,
April of 14. So this is when they started. This is when it was actually being filmed.
Yeah. There's the giant tread machine.
Yes.
From
from the Rise of Skywalker. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Wow, sand vehicle. That's what Lando's piloting.
All of this getting, we love our sand planets in Star Wars.
We do. It's the most. It feels the most out there. Look at these designs. Some of these are. Some of these are wild. Like the big snout on that one dude on Element. Element.
That one's been used. I feel like. Yeah, I've seen that big snout guy.
Element. Look, we got Brian Fry sending us messages. Brian, send it in the group chat, man. Send it in the Epbots chat. I can see it on my phone easier.
Yes. Love a guy with a snoot. Yeah. Well, don't we all? Don't we all?
Don't we all? Don't we all? Oh wow, look at this. Max von Sydow's character. This Steel Pecker. It's a funny name. Steel Pecker.
Well, that brings lots of things to mind. But yeah, no, Steel Pecker. I remember like reading about in the visual dictionary about how that thing like eats metal.
Yes,
which is kind of crazy.
Oh, it's amazing. Look, and you'll love this. Oh yeah. Look, Brian sent me I have seen that diorama in person too, Brian. That's incredible. He texted it to us in our group chat.
Oh yes. There we go.
Did it for scale too. Isn't that incredible? Look at that. Yeah, it's badass.
I agree, Marcus. They need to go to like Felucia, some more fantastical worlds, something like that. Like I would like to see some prequel-esque designs coming back.
So somehow Steven Spielberg and JJ had a conversation that led to the idea of a bird eating metal. It would be poking around in innards of a machine and come out all oily and dirtily, crumbly, old, filthy, rust all over its feathers, which I found quite exciting. Spielberg suggested that. God bless. That's kind of a cool idea. I never realized that.
It's a cool idea.
Production. So this is the actual production design. So this is when, like, this is like when you do things to scale and figure out depth and size and atmosphere.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Very cool. There's some Poe.
Yeah, some Poe action.
We've been severely lacking some Poe.
Yeah. We really have been. Oh, wow. That's Rey crawling up the side of the Star Killer.
Right.
This is cool.
That was such a cool concept too, of like just like climbing the inside.
And her knowing it. Her knowing it from her past is also sold me on it.
Being able to like get into all these different, like it's very similar to kind of how they used to do things, because you know the Empire was very uniform, so is the First Order.
Yeah, because they weren't gonna divvy or change from designs, you know.
Yeah, they'll upgrade things, but they're very like confident in the things that they've created. Yeah, the designs they've got.
Anything with Snoke when this movie came out was instantly more interesting, because I wanted to know more about him. At that point, we all thought he was playing. We had no idea who Snoke was when this book came out, and so we were all so convinced that it was something more than he was, which he was inevitably. It was the Emperor's puppet for the most part. So, like, people's speculation wasn't wrong, that it was something very interesting. But it's that I love the idea that they thought, like, how cool would it be if Snoke was a big guy, but also he's a puppet. I mean, he's hologram the entire time. It's a cool idea.
Jared was so very Plagueis pilled. Yeah,
I was
too. We all were.
I was hoping, hell, I still think there's some sort of way they could twist it that way. And I mean that. They could be like, he was a strand cast from Plagueis's dead body or some stuff.
I think that there's still some Snoke backstory that we had. Well, obviously there's some Snoke backstory we haven't gotten. We haven't gotten like how he and the like original three and Kylo
interaction.
Ben. We don't know how they like came to contact each other, like how they became aware of each other still, even after the Kylo Ren comic. And so there's space for it to be that, but like I want to see more of that dude's story. I want to see more of what it is, you know.
Yeah,
because I don't think he was 100. I don't think he was 100% a puppet.
No. I think at some point there's a steering of his decisions, but I do think he was. I don't know. I mean,
puppet ruler, but not like an actual like that's I don't think that was actually Palpatine in there.
I wonder.
You know what I mean?
God, I wonder.
I mean, he was definitely in Kylo's head.
Snoke.
Like, yeah. Well, we remember like freaking out, you and me, whenever we got that clip of I have been every voice you have ever heard. All that, and we like me like, oh my god.
That should have been saved for the movie, because that I would have lost my fucking
I agree,
mind.
Jocelyn. I agree. More like a Dooku situation is what I kind of think as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a jar of Snokes there at the thing, but I think that I think there was some autonomy there.
Oh wow, look at this. Old Trooper Barfly with like the old Stormtrooper helmet on. That's cool. Yeah, man, I love this. I love the Crimson Crusader design was, originally going to be like Star Killer, and it shuffled and moved through designs.
I know it was in the movie. I was saying that they released that clip early. And I was texting me and Scotty. I remember we're texting about that.
Dude, you called me. I was in my first year teaching. I was in the science lab at my school, and you're like, you have to watch this right now.
Did you see that clip,
dude? And Eric Kahneman
but it's really cool.
Eric Hahnemann called me into the same thing. I'm like, what? And I watched it on Instagram. It was an Instagram exclusive post. And I'm like, what is this? It was so good, man. I gotta find that video. This is cool because this is more insight into the dream sequence or the whatever force back, which we still don't know what half that shit means. You know what I mean? We talked about that when we watched The Force Awakens a few months ago. But we still don't know. Because
there's still questions. Like someone set it on fire. It wasn't Ben.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Jared saying, I wanted to have a moment to cringe as what I'm about to say is where Snoke would have been like, I've gone by many names. Snoke, Higo Damask, Darth Plagueis.
Oh,
yeah, you should have said that. You shouldn't have said that. No,
screenshot that shit.
Let's immortalize it on the stream. It's here forever. There we go. No,
the one stream Phil Szostak shows up to, and you give him your best idea.
God,
wonderful.
Damn it, Jared. We're just kidding. Listen, those of you who are new, Jared's a close friend of ours.
One of our closest friends. He signed my wedding certificate, so that's how damn near close he is. And Jerry married me. Oh yeah, look at this.
I didn't marry Scotty, as in like we're not married, but I performed the ritual.
This says
bonding ritual.
Night design. That's all it says. 1, 2, and 3.
Nights 1, 2, and 3.
And this is cool.
Funker Funk and Lunker Buck.
I love this version of Snoke with a tube coming out of his nose. It says Snoke almost became a female at one point. JJ picked out a maquette he liked, and then we took full-size version sculpted in Palestine. JJ and Neil didn't want him to be old and decrepit like the Emperor. That's weird they went that way, though. I would have liked if they did a lady.
They went they went like he was even more.
Yeah.
Emperor, I wouldn't really call him decrepit. He was just like evil. He had resting evil face.
Yes. REF.
yeah, he's a big bad case of REF. Look at those. Very cool. 9 numb.
Yeah. This is
cool
badass.
Designs.
This design is this is amazing. That's
really cool.
Floating, almost Exegol.
It feels like Exegol. I'm getting Exegol, and I'm getting the Fortress Inquisitorius.
Yeah, man. Wow. And this looks like that opening shot in Andor. I'm not even kidding. This very much looks just like the opening shot in Andor, except for there's no big tower he's walking up to.
Yeah.
But just the angle of the shot. Yeah. Wow. And look at this. Look how this cool creatures flying. We don't have enough creatures in the sequel trilogy like that. Big avian creatures.
Yeah. I wish that they had put the giant baby head in the spider.
Yeah, that would have been
dope,
man.
Man, JJ, give me more weird. Give me more weird.
Oh, this will look
less light speed skipping, more weird.
You know, you can see the cool idea, the visual here of the light shining through, and they're behind it, they're obscured by it. The reveal of his face. Real reveal of Ben Solo's face. I like that it wasn't in that moment because that would have been too jarring. I like that they did it earlier.
Right.
Puts the helmet back on. That's important. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's 100% just in the movie. That they had that shot. They
had
that shot.
Just
they wanted that. Yeah.
No guardrails. Yeah, some more of the Knights. Night 23.
Jocelyn saying, I love that the Knights of Ren art so much at the time because we didn't get a clear look at them until Tross. Yeah. Other than the dark, rainy shot in The Force Awakens.
This is a really cool visual that I don't think people talk about enough. The fight in the snow, there was a painting in the background that blends perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, that was I remember watching it where an actual just painted background and then a few trees around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing what you can do with those classic techniques.
Yep. Seriously.
It's not even a matte painting. That was just legitimately a set
painting,
which is insane.
It looked miles long.
So beautiful. Yeah. It went on forever.
this is cool too, because we don't think about this as fans so much, and I mean this. Like the designs of the computers have to be further, away from the Imperial designs. They need to have their own aesthetic, is what I'm saying. Whereas in the prequels, they certainly had their own aesthetic. But like even these like computer terminals needed to look unique compared to what we had in both other trilogies. So I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because this is made by a different company. Booth and Blind Ltd made this. Completely different company. Oh wow, look at these Snokes.
Here we go. We have Snoke with a cashew head.
Marble. This is one of the ones
Classic.
that leaked.
I love it. I love him.
There's one image that's not in here that I may have to look up before this streams. I'm gonna type it in. There's one where they had the idea of Snoke being a lizard. And it leaked.
I remember that.
Yeah,
vaguely.
they leaked Supreme Leader Snoke lizard concept art. And I would have loved that. Because I would have loved for a villain, the big bad, to be a creature instead of a person. So
yeah. The far right, with the one on the far side there.
Yeah.
That's hold on, go there we go. Like that's me on Monday. Like going to work. That's what I feel like. Actually, that's me on Tuesday.
Yeah, because the Monday there's a little bit of a high there. Look, this is interesting. It says it's almost like Snoke was quite handsome when he was younger, and in my mind, the more powerful he became, the more dark side it consumes him. We made his eyes really pale blue, so that whites of his eyes are almost the same color as his skin and costume. It's piercing. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
We'll go up a little bit for the that's young Snoke right there.
Yeah,
or younger, smooth Snoke. It looks like Machine Gun Kelly got two-faced. Honestly, that's what that looks like.
Yeah. Some of these things were actually
that is the
in
tweet,
the movie.
Jared. Yes, yeah. Look at that.
That's the tweet.
Is it like that almost looks like the Colossus there. I know that's like the oscillator.
That's
I
right.
think is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, some of these things are just straight up in the movie, and it's so cool to see this now. All of this is straight up in everything we see here. Oh, Maz! Wow,
yeah, Maz, we got a good old Maz.
Oh, look at that! Wow. Oh, these are pictures from set.
It's amazing how many instantly classic designs they made.
I did like that Star Killer was built into a planet, because then you could do visuals at rocks. Like you see that was always a cool
no,
idea.
I liked that aesthetic of it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
They didn't really go back to that. That not only the Resistance base was built in like rocks and grass, but the idea of the Force Order base was also built in rocks. It's kind of, there's some cool things to think about,
interesting
theme wise. Yeah. All this stuff just is in the movie, and that's so wild that they nailed it. By this point, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Post-production.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
Wow. This is all after the fact.
They had a handle on it by this time. But yeah, we've seen everything. And again, you may see they always bring back the concept art and everything like that.
Look at that dish.
Always go back.
Look at that dish on the Falcon. That's atrocious.
Yeah.
That's awful. Looks like some kid's third grade, not the drawing itself, but like, I'm gonna make the dish really big and square.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a flat screen. Yeah.
Can I say I kind of love the rectangle dish.
Yeah.
In the sequel trilogy. I'm a rectangle dish guy. Yeah. I'm a rectangle dish guy. I loved it. I was like, that's kind of a cool. I love that they just went different. And then we went immediately back, of course, for the last one, which is like whatever. I kind of miss rectangle dish. I'm probably the only person who misses rectangle dish.
You might be right, because I really didn't care less for it. This is cool because this is what the book leaves off. And we know the big ending of The Force Awakens was the cliffhanger. And so this is the only thing that kind of held us out. It says, I learned more working on this project than any other aspect of my life and education I've ever had, whether it was college, internships, or anything else. Darren Gifford recalls, working with Rick was an amazing opportunity. It started as a mentor-mentee relationship. By the end, we felt like equals because of Rick. In this business, there's so many egos. There's so much involved. So his willingness to share something as big as this was incredible. He's at a point in his career where that's what he wants to do: collaborate and share the young and up-and-coming designers. In summation, Rick Carter, as I said, I have told Kathleen Kennedy that my job is really pay attention to the Force and what I feel the Force is as it represents itself in the story and the visuals of the movie, so that it has a presence. What is the Force? When you recognize that it's always there, like Kansas for Dorothy, but that doesn't mean every aspect of the Force is known yet. So when we get to the third act of the Star Wars series, there's more to be revealed, and that reveal is going to involve things from the past. We're right there in front of us all along. We didn't understand that all those things met, and now we have to let them play out themselves. To me, that's the Force, which we ended up getting. We did get more Force and more unique Force things with the dyad, and he kind of
the Force, the Force projection, the so many interesting pushing it forward. But what were we saying? It kind of where did it go from there?
Like it to me, this speaks to mine. And for those that don't know, this speaks to my midichlorian aspect, which I'm almost done with the visuals for that. No one recorded
coming up
soon. The essay is coming out. But that being said, George's plans with the sequel was to explore the Force more and the microbial aspect, but also the spiritual aspect of it. And look, we made it to the end for the most part. All the credits and all the things listed. And look, I believe there's a photo of some people. Was Phil in this? Yeah, Phil's in the very end. There you go.
Shout out to Phil for stopping by for a second just to say hi. We really appreciate that. That was so
and look at what year was this? This had to be like for real 2013 because Mark it looks so much better now than he did then, which is crazy to say. Yeah. You've got James Klein, Doug Chang, Mark Hamill, Christian Alsman, Nicole Littell, Ian McCaig, and Phil Szostak. It's just and it's taken by Doug Chang's probably his wife. It's his Liz Hanks Chang. That is amazing. Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah, look, and he acknowledges everyone. I just love this. It's such a good book.
Yeah. No, I have been sleeping on these books. Again, it's not like everyone posts all the pictures as soon as they get these. So I've seen a lot of it, right? But just like you when you think about how much work goes into all of these films and everything, like how many years of work before it even comes out, when they're working on the story, they're working on all this stuff.
This is interesting too.
Alden Diaz says,
"Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Love you too, Alden."
No, this is actually kind of crazy, and I just realized this. It actually makes me a little emotional. He says, "And to all those who lifted me up when I needed it: Robert Pollard, Nick Perchulakis, Dennis Morella, George Evelyn, Rick McCallum. Probably the last time he is cited in a Star Wars novel. I'm serious. That is probably the last time. Besides, like this insane book, but like to be acknowledged in a sequel trilogy book. That's wow." And I think there's only one more image. He cites Pablo, of course, the whole crew at Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy, everyone. I mean, Phil is a G, man. I'm glad he could stop by tonight. That was cool. Yeah, look at this picture of Rey. Wow. That's it. That was a good stream. That was a fun time.
Crazy, man.
So crazy.
It's insane to just kind of go back to that. That time when it was as close to the fever pitch for the Phantom Menace. We've gotten since. It's wild to walk down that memory lane. And honestly, like we should go through all these art books.
We've got them. I mean, I've got literally, and it would be really fun. This is a very fun stream for us personally, but I mean, I've got all the making of. I got the Macquarie one. I got a book scanner at my work, so I can get us high res, and we can. If y'all like this right now in the chat, genuinely, if you enjoy this, we will do one next month. We've got Ghostbusters stuff planned. We can squeeze one of these in. We can. It's not impossible because this was a very fun stream, and hell, the writer of the book showed by. So that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty great, and like I said, we're gonna be covering Ghostbusters stuff, which is like, I know those of you who are new were like, "What the hell are you talking about? You got Jar Jar in your logo." We like to talk about lots of nerdy things.
Yes,
so, but yeah,
we just to show you the schedule. Literally starting. Wow, that's next week. Oh no, yeah, the episode drops next week. That's right. Look at that, Frozen Empire.
we've already banked some of this. Well, one of those things. We've got our Frozen Empire trailer discussion dropping this coming Tuesday. Man, I don't know. We gotta listen. We might have to do some watch-alongs, Scotty. Maybe for our patrons or something. Our patrons.
I think we should. We'll make a post. We'll make a post on the Patreon if you subscribe, if you're part of the Patreon. And one thing that's really important too is we've got podcasts and live streams. So if you haven't watched Ghostbusters, now's the time to get caught up. The new movie comes out, and we are going to be we've got other things coming out too. Bad Batch releases literally within all this. Dude, part 2 releases. We're
gonna be talking about a lot of shit. We're gonna be so busy over the next 2 months.
It's gonna be awesome. I love this. I love that we can do this, and thank you everyone that's joined us tonight. It's been a steady stream of people.
Thank you, Brian. Yep. Yeah, a lot of Ghostbusters effects done by ILM, part of Lucasfilm, so it fits on Bombad. Thank you. It's Star Wars adjacent. I'm telling you.
Logic. But yeah, no, we're super proud of this this little logo we got. We got the Ecto countdown with our wonderful boy Slimer on the cover. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be fun. Bad Batch coming. We might do. They haven't announced it yet, but it appears that it might be early morning drops. If they do have early morning drops, we'll have to do a recap later in the day, which we are very fine with doing on Wednesdays. So yeah.
You'll be seeing, don't worry, we're gonna be talking about Bad Batch. It's like one of me and Scotty's favorite shows.
All-time favorite.
One of our favorite shows they've come out. Did you see the clip, by the way?
Oh, I cried.
That they posted today?
I cried.
Oh, yeah. That clip, like this show is gonna destroy me. This season is going to absolutely wreck me.
Just
like Wrecker through like a pile of battle droids. That's what's gonna do to my heart.
Oh, one thing I wanted to show y'all before we signed out for the evening. This was the Lizard Supreme Leader Snoke, which I honestly would have been so down for.
You got it?
Yeah, look at that shit. That's
wow,
fucking cool.
That's
cool.
Imagine
because this is the leak. Indie Revolver leaked it, and then people
see. I have a brain a little bit like Jared, the Dark Jedi. Like I'm probably thinking like how many like conspiracy theories would come from a Star Wars movie if they had a lizard person as the main bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting back. They're fighting back against the lizard people. Oh man, crazy. Smash. Hollywood Rock says smash. Yeah. Smash or pass on Lizard Snoke. Smash.
That'd be a fun stream. Smash or pass.
Smash or pass. Yeah. Lizard Snoke could probably vor you as well. So yeah.
Oh, shut up. I just learned what that meant. I just learned what that meant 2 days ago because of Jared. God damn it.
Woo! We love it. Yeah, no, hey, we did have Jorge earlier asking us what we thought. Maybe we'll end on this at the door of plugs or whatever.
Okay.
But like, what do you think that Empire cryptic hello there in Star Wars
that
writing
tomorrow.
is about? It's
I'll
tomorrow, 8 a.m. PST. I believe that'll be around like closer to lunchtime for me and you.
That's 11 your time. Yeah, let me look real quick. I'm gonna pull up the Empire tweet.
I'm telling my guess. I'm gonna tell you my guess.
Yours.
My guess is an article or interview, with Ewan McGregor, and it's just kind of tertiarily about Star Wars and his return. Stuff like that.
Oh, so mine's. I think it's gonna be a reflection on. I think it's gonna be a reflection on the Phantom Menace. Because it's not enough.
It could be something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It says 4 p.m. So that's Jesus. I don't know what time 4 p.m.
That's that's GMT. It's British. It is a UK publication. So.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah. So, man, I'm gonna be dying. I'm gonna set the notifications to
I actually get out of work at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm gonna be sitting at home waiting for this going. Oh man, well, listen, you're probably gonna get some Sonic talk from me and Scotty as well this year. Just saying, but for one thing, I have gotten into it since the movies came out. I played a few of the games and stuff like that. Scotty's a bigger Sonic fan, but my kiddo is absolutely head over heels for Sonic and Knuckles, and she's only seen the movies and played a little bit of the game.
It's been rumored that Shadow could be voiced by Hayden Christensen. Talk about full circle moment for your ass.
Star Wars. It's a Star Wars. Oh man,
that's gonna be crazy.
It's so crazy, and the Knuckles show looks great.
Anyway. So I haven't watched the trailer for that.
Have you not watched the trailer? We have to watch it. We'll watch it after we get off. After we go not live.
That's all, folks.
After we die.
Anyway, you've watched the Bombadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Phil, again for stopping by. Please tune in. We've got a ton of Ghostbusters talk in the works, and we want to make this to where when we talk about it this time, we can always come back to it. But just know that this is going to be our build up to a movie that we are so excited for. It's
our definitive.
This drops on Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. We talk about it. We watch the trailer. It's going to be so much fun. Jerry, tell us more about you. Tell us where we can find you, man.
Oh, you can find me contemplating life and the nature of capitalism on Twitter. At the Canon Junkie on most social medias and things like that. And so, come find me there. Let's kick it existential style.
That's right, baby.
But yeah, also we're going to be recording another episode of Ionized Bastards here pretty soon. So if you know our friend Michael McCoy on his channel, All Remaining Systems, it's an RPG, a Star Wars RPG show that we do that is essentially think Guardians of the Galaxy in Star Wars, and it's a lot of fun. Jared in the chat and Alden, who were in the they are also cast members of that show.
I'm putting it in the chat as a link if you can. I was a guest star on it. So Scotty, click on that link.
No spoilers for Scotty's, like the entirety of Scotty's part, but he played it. I guess we could say he played a very eccentric pod racer. It was a lot of fun. I think I'll leave it at that.
Yep. Josh Radner, baby. He's hanging out with my wife right now. Josh is playing hockey. Hey, I played hockey with Katie, baby.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Josh.
And you never know. You never know who could also show up. Who could show up maybe as a guest.
I know there's a lot of guest stars this season on Ionized Bastards. So go to All Remaining Systems, Michael McBoy's channel, subscribe, and you'll be ready for those new episodes when they drop fresh for you. Okay.
I'm not gonna say I know who it is, but I know who it is. I know who it is.
Scotty knows who it is.
I actually know.
He's teasing me all the time. Time.
Thank you, Jerry. I had a wonderful night with you as always, and
Eli,
you can catch us. Big Bubba, baby. I love you. This is
Big Bubba,
best friend. Face fuchsia, tongue out. Okay, let's do that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. No, I'm Scotty Jarrah. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Jerry and I do this every Thursday, but we also do a podcast every Tuesday. And thank you so much. Yeah, no, this has been a fun night. A very fun to look at these books with y'all. And if you want more of it, we will deliver, because I love doing that. I love speculating. I love what could have been. I love all this. This is the kind of stuff that reinvigorates my love, because right now we're in kind of a lull time. We've got Bad Batch 2.
Yeah.
No live action.
Bad Batch. We got a lot of the shows and stuff still coming out, but like we've got movies on the horizon now.
Yeah.
And so we've got like stuff to kind of hype up and things like that. It's a crazy time. And so
it is a crazy time.
Come and go is a gas station. Come and go insane with us on Thursdays.
Anyway, 2 in 2026.
Fried.
Yeah, I know it is. I love you guys. Can I do the Stay Bombad? Is that okay?
Please do. I would love that.
Wow, it's rare. I don't do these all.
Scotty, what should the wonderful people do?
If I'm not mistaken, you should definitely live in the moment. You should definitely learn what your pirate parts do. But most importantly, stay bombad!
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Jackie. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share. What is it?
Pasquale?
It's a dream about a world when nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right.
As I point up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind.
I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top,
and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer.
If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Oh yeah,
I'm asking him to change his ways.
come on, change. No message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways. Come on, change. No message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
Time for us to take a break, but we wouldn't dream of being gone for